Good morning, happy Monday. Welcome back here. We're getting ready to go change some oil in our generator up at the irrigation field. I don't know if we need to start it up quite yet, but we're gonna go look at it. Got a few other things going on here today, but yeah, filling oil buckets this morning. I do know we also need fuel up there, so we'll take the fuel trailer with all our 2 full buckets of oil, 2 empty buckets of oil, so we can change oil in this generator and have it ready to go. We had gotten half inch of rain there on Friday morning. Today I made the last video that was sort of slow because it was raining most of the day. We ended up with about 8 tenths total throughout the weekend, so got a couple more shots, a tenth or 2 here and there, and yeah, we're sitting in pretty good shape at the moment. 62.62 on 6/20 of 23, so that's not this year. 67.24, that's almost 500 hours. Yep, we need to change it. That's too many. It's a little too many, not terrible. And the battery's dead again, so we're gonna go get a new battery because that was the problem here last time, and well, it jump started and ran fine, so I'm pretty confident this battery is bad. We got it fueled up. I grabbed the battery from over here. It was from July of 2020, so it's only 4 years old, but whatever, it's fine. I'm sure that's the problem because, like I said, it jump started the other day. And then ran just fine, but now it won't start again even after it ran for a long time. So the good news is you can see we still got moisture on top of the surface of the ground here. We're not dry. Probably won't start it today. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. We'll see. Look at that ear though. That's impressive right there. So that's good. All right, so we're gonna take the fuel trailer back and drop it since we got fuel in and we don't need that anymore, and then we'll run to town and grab a battery, come back up here and install that so we can start it, let it warm up, and then we can change the oil. New battery. Let's try that. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, that was the problem. So when we're changing oil and equipment, we always like to let it run for 5 minutes or so, get the oil warmed up, get all the contaminants that maybe settled out or on stuff kind of mixed up into the oil, so when we drain it, most of it comes out with it. So we're pretty good here. Go ahead and shut it down and start draining into our empty buckets. So this generator has a hose hooked up to the drain with a 1/4 turn valve. And we can put it in our bucket if you can hit it. I clearly spilled some there, but oh well. Should be 29.6 quarts, which would be a little over 7 gallons if my math is right, so we need 2 buckets. Got the oil filter changed. Made a nice big mess while we were doing it, but that's, yeah. She's draining, just a little slow, so we're gonna have to let her go for a while. Gonna take a few minutes. Once we get that bucket full, then we can swap it, and then I could go home and come back later. I got a full bucket out of there. It's still dribbling pretty good. We're gonna let it drain for a while. I changed fuel filter while we were at it here. I got that loose so we can get air. It should be fine. Yeah, we're just gonna let that drain for a while. Got a little more paperwork done. I've been working with our power company on trying to get this install done. Power for the generator instead of the generator up there. They've got the estimates back, the bill that we've got to pay to get them to do it, and the contract to get it done, all there signed. We just got to get that sent in, and then they're going to get us a meter socket. We've got to get that mounted, and then it's going to take a little bit of time to get it scheduled. It's going to be after we're done watering for this year. We're not going to use it at all probably this year, but at least it will be in place for next year, and that'll be nice. Anyway, I got to run down to the seed warehouse. My agronomist and sales rep are down there with apparently a new dealer prospect that wanted to see a decent plot, and so they came up to my place, so I'm gonna go check it out with them. All right, it's windy out here. Well, we did the plot tour, walked through stuff. We went to lunch. I came back and saying goodbye to Sister Anna. That's her truck. She's off to company meetings this week, so yeah, we're gonna go back up and finish our oil change that we're halfway through. All right, well, we got what we were supposed to here. It's pretty well done dripping, and we got, oh, maybe 1.5 to 2 gallons in there, probably about right. So we'll go ahead and close our valve. Stick our bolt. What did I do with that bolt? There was a bolt in there to keep it from dripping. It's here somewhere. Stick it back in there and we'll put the fresh oil in. Problem with doing this in the field instead of the shop is now I gotta pour that in there. See how good of a job I do. It's much easier with the hose reel and a pump in the shop, but we'll get there. Okay, well, I got most of those 2 pails in there. It's plenty high on the dipstick. We're gonna start her up, run it for a couple minutes, and then we'll check it again. Amazing what having a good battery does. Oh yeah, I changed the fuel filter. Forgot to prime it. Great. Now it might be harder to start. Ah, there it went. Just took a little pumping is all. Okay, let her run for a couple minutes. I walked out here in the end rows behind that little barn, neighbor's stuff there. I wanted to see what the ground looks like. Look what I found. There's a part of a drop. Wonder how long that one, or when we lost that one. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I was just looking at the ground. The ground has still got plenty of moisture in it. I was thinking it might be time to start it up based on it's drying off on the ends there. But out here where there's canopy, it's still plenty of moisture. We're going to hold off today. Might go tomorrow. Our current forecast is calling for dry conditions. There's no rain in the 10-day forecast. Cool this week, so not bad, but next week it gets hot. And so we're going to have one more really good push here, it looks like, with the irrigation before we probably shut it down for the year. But yeah, we got a couple weeks yet before we get the black layer, before I'd be to the point where we can call it good enough. And yeah, that's a nice ear of corn. There's some good stuff out there. All right, let's shut this down. Check the oil. And let it sit for a minute, and then check the oil and call it good. All right, well, we got that generator taken care of. We're gonna jump across the road into Gator here. This is the field we were doing some tiling in this year. They pretty well wrapped it up, moved out most of their equipment, except for the plow there. But I wanted to kind of show you guys what we did. I should get the drone out and take some pictures flying overhead. We'll do that sometime. I don't think it'll happen today, but we will do it. So this is a rented farm, but we've been farming it since the mid to late 80s. It's been a long time. And kind of tiled bits and pieces of it. This pretty well wraps it up. There's maybe a few places that could use some yet, but this takes care of the majority of it. And you can see over there, we kind of went through, ran some strings up that slope. There's a standpipe over there that's been existing for a long time with the mains, and that's what made this project a little bigger or more feasible than what it would have been otherwise, is the mains were already in. So there's a standpipe there. There's a dike farther over there that's got another standpipe that goes, I think, in the same tile. It then runs down over here to that standpipe up there in front of us, and then continues on over there on that side of the woods to a county main that's over there. And so all of those string on that side can tie into that really easily. There's a sub main that runs off over towards where Dad's at in the backhoe over there, cleaning up some trees, that all of these strings kind of run into. And so, yeah, they should be on 30-foot spacing, and should make a world of difference on some of this stuff in the back here that's can be a little bit wetter. So yeah, that'll be good. Also, you can see our clover, it's growing. It looks pretty good. We've had plenty of moisture here lately to get it going, so that's helpful. But yeah, this is the clover that we frost seeded into the wheat last spring with the gator. We like doing that, but where we didn't do it, where we knew we were going to double crop beans, we were able to use some different herbicides last fall that worked really, really well. Kept our wheat extremely clean, and we're thinking about doing that on everything. The problem is, it'll kill the clover too. So I don't know if we're going to continue planting clover in the wheat like we have been. Then you can kind of see as we get down here and along these trees in the woods, the tile run a couple different directions, but there was some low spots in here that were the wettest parts of this entire field, and a lot of times we had drowned out spots, so there was water sitting in them when we were farming through here. That spot being one of them. So hopefully those strings of tile through there will solve those issues and clean up the worst of this. And some of them had the main going through it, it just wasn't enough. Yeah, this turned into a bigger project than I think we all anticipated when we started this year, but it should be good for us. Should keep things much drier in the spring. And then Dad's over here with the backhoe and the chainsaw, trimming trees, digging out stumps, taking the edge of the tree line back. So Brock's supposed to be here tomorrow. I want to hang the rest of this steel, finish that bottom row all the way across there, and I got 3 pieces of insulation on a board that need to go up, so I thought I'd work on that this afternoon, so it'll go a little faster tomorrow. But we made some progress. I'm happy. It's good. Get this last one done, and then we'll call it good enough, and then I can reorganize a little bit. I want to move everything out of this corner for my field day and kind of stack it over there. I need to clean up that corner a little bit better, and yeah, but we can use up another 5 sheets of the steel. I've been setting them out over there to drill the holes so that everything's nice and straight rows and even, and that's been working really well. And once we get that done, then we can move stuff. Well, I got those 2 and that board put up there. The next step is to put up the J trim, which is a little harder than I thought it was going to be with one person. So we're just going to wait till Brock gets here tomorrow. That'll go up quick with 2 of us. Then we slap a little more fiberglass in that last bay and hang some steel. Shouldn't take us more than an hour or 2 to get all that done. All right, guys, thanks for watching today. I'm going home, so start the irrigation tomorrow. Brock's gonna be here. We're gonna hang some steel. And, see what else we got to do. He's gonna do some power washing and stuff down here when we get done. We're gonna bring the scissor lift down here, work on some stuff in the shop. Yeah, sounds like a plan. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video. Appreciate it. See you guys tomorrow.